Hello, everyone. My name is Zuri, and it's been confirmed that Kevin Samuels is dead at 57. TMZ has confirmed it, so you know it's true because usually they are right about these things. So I guess he died yesterday, and I allegedly heard that it was from cardiac arrest. Some people were saying that it might have been, or people were speculating that it might have been from him drinking too many Red Bulls. Well, one thing I thought was interesting is that he probably was on the blue pill. So he lived by the red pill and died by the blue pill. Interesting. Okay, I just want to say, first of all, I never watched any of his videos until yesterday. I have heard about him, but I just really wasn't interested in watching any of his videos. It just didn't seem like it was the messages he was saying were for me. And I just wasn't interested in it. It seemed pretty negative. I don't really like to watch negative things that are low vibrational because it has an effect on my soul, and I don't need that. I already watching the news is just low vibrational enough. I mean, just seeing all the horrible things that are happening. So I try to limit the things like that I watch. And he just seems like another angry black man that's just gonna bash black women. I try not to watch videos where black women are being bashed because we get enough of that shit, and I don't need to watch that. I really don't. So I watched some of his videos yesterday just to see what he was talking about. And some of it was just crazy. He was telling women that they should just settle. And that's like the worst advice you can give someone. Seriously. I'm going to tell any woman listening to this right now, don't listen to that shit. Do not settle. Yeah, you can be realistic, but that doesn't mean, you can't, everyone isn't going to marry a millionaire or an athlete or whatever. You can be realistic without settling for less. If you settle for less, all these women that settle for less are the women, a lot of them, are the women that end up with their kids being murdered or raped, molested by men. End up getting with narcissists that love bomb them and gaslight them. And, the Chris Watts type of man that will kill you in your sleep. Do not just settle for a man just to be with a man. Because in Chris Watts' wife, Shanann Watts, she would have been better off by herself if she just left his ass. I think. She'd probably still be alive. I'm sorry I'm yawning a lot. I didn't really sleep last night. I think I slept like 1 hour last night. I just couldn't sleep. My ADHD meds, they keep me woke sometimes, so it sucks. But yeah. So one thing I've noticed, a lot of his followers are really upset about some women celebrating his death, and they are really bothered by it. Here's one thing I want to say to those guys. Like, who fucking cares? Do you black men know that there are white races out there, and not just white races, men of, or people of different races that probably celebrate your deaths every time one of you die? You just don't see it everywhere because they have their private little websites like the Stormfront and, those kind of websites. They don't do it out in, the open. Well, some of them do, but they usually, those comments get deleted. But I guess they expect some loyalty from black women for the simple fact that they are black. But where's that same loyalty when it comes to black men being on YouTube? Are they upset by black men just treating black women so horribly and saying all these things about them when their mothers are black women? It's just crazy. People can say whatever they want to say. Just ignore that shit. I mean, we have freedom of speech in the United States, and people are entitled to feel and express how they feel in any way that they want, as long as it's not harming anyone. I mean, I guess it is hurting your feelings, but as long as it's not physically harming people, that's what they really care about, or harassing someone. So, maybe there's a reason why. Maybe he said something that really upset them. I didn't watch a lot of his videos. I only saw like a couple of them just because I wasn't really interested in it. It wasn't that good, honestly. It's really, I have ADHD, so my mind is just different. And some things that are exciting and amazing to normal people that don't have ADHD is just boring to me. So it wasn't even that interesting. And I have a question for these same men that are upset. Like, what if, God forbid, because I don't wish death on anyone, not Kevin Samuels, but what if, Cynthia G was to pass away suddenly? How would you guys feel about that? Would you guys be mourning her death? Would you be like filled with sadness and grief? Or would you be celebrating? Keep it real. Because she's kind of like the equivalent to Kevin Samuels. And I'm pretty sure that she probably based all of her rhetoric on as a rebuttal to what Kevin Samuels is saying based upon him and all the other quote unquote men in the manosphere. She is probably just rebutting that, and because she did say, I did watch some of her videos before. I don't really agree with what she says either. What she says sounds crazy. It's low vibration. What? Okay, I should have drank some coffee before getting on here. This is just horrible. Okay. Cynthia G, she says a lot of things about black men. And, she did say that before. She was like, a black male worshiper. And all of that. And then for some reason, she just decided to go the other way. One thing I want to say is about in the comments I see a lot of black men like, oh, he was right about you black women. He was right about you. This just proves that you're black men. He was right about you. So you're going to generalize all black women because of some women in the comments, or a few women, a percentage of women in their expression. There was a lot of black women on his Instagram feed. I did look at it. And they were filled with grief and sadness and heartbroken. And they expressed their condolences. I actually saw more black women being upset and sorry about him passing away and saddened by it than celebratory. So I don't know where they're getting it from, but I guess that's the negative bias. People are just going to focus on the negative things. But you got to generalize all black women. Black women are the first people to protest if a black man is murdered by the police. They're out there protesting. I've been to protests, and the majority of the people at the protests I went to were white because I live in Portland, Oregon. But I didn't see any black men at the protests at all. Zero. It was just black women and a bunch of white people. So that's what I wanted. And there are black men. There are black people here. There's just not like a huge population of black people like us compared to a city like Atlanta, for instance, or Chicago or something. But they are here. I live around several of them. But yeah, they're going to generalize and say it all black. It's like no matter what you do, you're never going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough for these men. They're always going to find some way. And I'm not even going to generalize because that just makes me look just as bad. But some of these men will say that. And a lot of them. There's a lot of these content creators on YouTube that have these thoughts and views. But, I think a lot of them are doing it because they know that they're going to get clicks. Because they know that there's a lot of people just as mentally disturbed as them. And it makes me wonder the hate for black women that black men have. Is it because you guys hate that you were born? You hate being alive? Are you mad at your mothers because they conceived you? And you just wish you weren't here because you hate life, you hate yourself? When I see black men talk about black women, it's one thing to talk about personality traits. But when they talk about their looks, and, they look like them. And, similar features. It's like, dude, you hate yourself. And you're bragging to the world about how much you hate yourself. Do you know how stupid that looks? You look like a damn fool. Hey, everybody, I hate myself. Look, I hate women that look like me. You don't see any other race of men doing this on the internet. But black men. It's a crazy, man. It's just, I don't understand how they don't realize how foolish they look. You can date other women and like other women. I date outside my race. I'm actually married. I'm separated. I'm married to a Mexican. He's because I know Mexican is a nationality, but he's like Native American and white, pretty much. European. He's Spanish and Portuguese and all that. And I never got on any platforms and was like, I hate black men because I'm married to I just never did that. That's just stupid. It would make me look stupid. And I'm not going to make myself look stupid by doing some dumb shit like that. It's fucking stupid. You like who you like. If you like somebody, you like them. You do not have to get on social media and do all of that. The fact that they're doing that just shows how much anger and hate they have inside for not only their mothers and all the women in their family, but themselves. And they're proud to display that hate and, low self-worth, like it's a badge of honor. I'm going to get on social media and look like a damn... That's what you look like to everyone else. I want to say another thing about Kevin Samuels. Energy is real, people. And when I say that, I mean, like, if you have a lot of people directing negative... Oh, look up the crystal or the water experiments, energy. It was proven that energy is real because they played different music and saw they would freeze it, flash freeze it, and you could see how the different crystals in the water would look and how it reacted differently to different kinds of music. Like, for instance, I think for classical music, it was like a good reaction. But then when they put like some heavy metal rock music on, the crystals didn't look as good. I think they look more murky looking. And there's actually a rice experiment you can do where you talk to the rice every day. You get 3 jars of rice, one you love, one you hate, and then one you ignore. And a lot of people are saying that the rice that they love looked the best at the end of the experiment. The one they hate was filled with mold. That just showed you that energy is real. It's the water inside of the rice, and it's the water we have inside of us. So a lot of these people that he's saying these things about probably sending negative energy and hate because of what he's saying. There's ways you can protect yourself from that energy. You can have crystals and things like that and high frequency music and just do things to raise your vibrations that will protect you. Eat certain foods and pray and meditate. And, some people like Donald Trump that, they have to have a lot of negative energy. He must have a deal with the devil. Because, a lot of people probably hate this dude. Well, no, it's not probably. They do. And he's still alive and nothing's happened to him. But on top of all of that, if you don't go to the doctor and get checked, I don't know if Kevin Samuels is in checkups. But if you don't do that, then it's going to make it worse for you. I saw a video of Kevin Samuels laughing at an overweight black woman and just making fun of her for being overweight. She's a TikToker. And I thought it was ironic. In the comments, people were saying she had diabetes and blah, blah. But look, this man passed away. And he was a slim guy. Passed away at 57, cardiac arrest. So you're just, I don't know. You're just very low vibrational. And on top of that, I heard that he was telling a lot of people that they were going to die alone. Saying things like that. Well, here's something I want to bring to your attention. Okay, say that you marry these older men like him in their 50s. They marry some 20-year-old woman. And they're married to this woman for, 10, 15 years. Then by the time this man, say if he passes away, which most likely he will pass away before her because of his age. And women outlive men. I don't know if you know that. So a lot of women are going to be considered leftovers by his definition. The woman that he's married to is going to be a leftover. She's going to be considered a leftover, even though she was married to one man or was with one man for 15 years. By his definition, she's leftover and won't be able to find anyone. But I know one thing's for sure. She's going to hopefully have some good insurance money. She can get that body snatched and get back out there, I'm just kidding. I joke. So, yeah. It's about vibration. Donald Trump, I don't know how this dude is still alive. He probably gets checked up probably a lot. Goes to the doctor a lot. Maybe he doesn't drink Red Bull every day. I have some notes I'm reading. Oh, he was talking about women dying alone with their dogs. What's wrong with dying with your dog? That's not alone if you have your dog with you. I'm just saying. Dogs have souls too. They're sentient beings. And they are more loyal than humans are. It is a fact. Well, most of them. Like, there's some of them that would probably eat you if you died with them. But he would be hungry because who's feeding him? So is he really at fault? I mean, humans ate other humans. You remember that movie, Alive? But I'm digressing. Dying alone, a lot of people are going to die alone. But, if these women, he said they had like 3 or 4 kids or whatever, then it's likely that they probably won't be alone because they'll probably be watching some grandkids babysitting. So they'll have somebody with them, most likely. And even if you did die alone, nobody's going to die completely alone because I believe that everybody has like spirit guides and things like that with them. Maybe alone in the physical aspect, but if you did die alone, like, who fucking cares? Who gives a fuck? Like, what? Okay. I mean, shit. It is what it is. How many people die alone every day that are married? You could be on your way home from work and have a car accident, and you hit something. You're alone. Does he mean alone like single, or does he mean like alone with no one there at all? Because an older woman, by his definition, men don't want to marry her. But she could have a plaything, a boy toy. He could be with her. She has that. I mean, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about dying alone, to be honest with you. I don't really care. I don't give a fuck about being alone. Because I have other things to fulfill my life right now. It doesn't even matter to me. I believe in reincarnation anyway. I don't believe that this is the only life that I will get and that everything has to be perfect. I 100% believe in reincarnation. I do. Okay, let's say 99%. I can't say 100% on anything because I don't really know. But I've seen a lot of things with a lot of evidence to back it up. That is true. But, a lot of women have that fear of dying alone, and it causes them to do the dumbest things. That's why these women fall for these scammers and shit, because they're afraid to die alone. If you could just come to terms with that and accept that, then you could be okay. There's other things you can do in your life, so you don't have to be alone if you don't want to. You can volunteer and you can be a foster parent. There's a lot of things you can do. You can dedicate your life to helping people. You know, a lot of people have vows of celibacy. People like monks and some of the people in the nuns and priests and things like that. They take a vow, even though some of them don't stay celibate. But I heard that sometimes the nuns and priests get it on with each other. You know, who knows? There's things you can do in your life to fulfill yourself. And for me, I think spirituality has been that thing that gives me comfort and peace. And I've been in some really bad relationships. And I think that's probably why I don't give a shit about dying alone, because of sometimes you could be in a relationship with someone and feel like you're alone. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're fucking dead. I just want to be right when I die. I want to have my heart right because I want to have, I believe in reincarnation. So I believe that the things you do in this life will have effect on your next life. I'm reading my notes. I can't even read my own handwriting, dude. That's sad. I should have just typed this. I don't know. I don't even know what that says. So yeah, I think it's one thing I do want to speak about is the anger. Again, I want to speak about the anger towards black women from a lot of these black men in the YouTube streets. I think it's ironic that they don't have the same energy for black men when they were most likely, a lot of them, because I've seen a lot of comments on his Instagram. People were saying that they didn't have a father, for men and women. Black men and women saying they didn't have a father in their life. So I'm going to assume that the fathers were black. They don't have the same hate towards the men that abandoned their families, that left their mothers. They don't have the hate towards them. It's crazy. They have adoration towards the men. It's kind of just sadistic. They have so much, or is it masochistic? When you like the pain or something. They have so much reverence and respect for black men. Not saying that they should hate black men, but I find it interesting. When you were abandoned by one and he wasn't there for you, wasn't providing for you, left your mother to fend, and that's probably why she couldn't give you all the love and attention that you deserve to get as a child. Because it's hard to do that when you're a single parent. When you're the sole provider, it's hard sometimes. And that's exactly why I don't date, because I would rather focus my attention on being a parent and give all my attention to my child than give it to someone else. My child means more than anyone to me, anything in this world. And I'm going to do what I can to protect them. So it's just, I find that interesting. It's really weird. So I'm going to wrap this up by just saying one more time that I believe in reincarnation. I believe that the things you do in this life will have an effect. This is what things I've learned. I read this book called Journey of Souls after my friend died, and several other books, one by Dolores Cannon. It's a soul something. I can't even remember. I'm exhausted right now, so my brain can't even think. But in these books, and a lot of things that, not just the books, just all kinds of information and things that I've researched over the past 7 years. The life that you live now it has an effect. Even when you die, like, it just doesn't completely erase everything. If you have addictions in this life, you'll most likely have them in the next life if you never deal with them in this life. So those are the kind of things you need to try to worry about fixing instead of having someone. Fix your addictions, your issues, whatever you have going on, so you don't carry this into the next lifetime. You know, they say people have addictive personality disorder. I think that those people were probably addicts in a past life, some of them. That's why they have that. Like, how are you just born with, addictions or, I don't know. It's just something to think about. Dolores Cannon and Michael Newton, their books are very eye-opening. They do like some type of hypnotherapy that regresses you to the spirit world. So, yeah. And I think that if you hate people, those people that you hate, well, this is what they say in these books. You have karma from that. So the people that you hate, like if you hate black women, it is very likely that you are going to be reincarnated as a black woman. And you're going to have to go through what life is like for a black woman. So it would be wise for you to stop doing that and just go to a therapist and deal with these issues that you have. What comes around goes around. It may not happen in this lifetime, but just remember, as Albert Einstein said, that, energy never dies. It's just transformed. Transformed. That sounds like reincarnation to me, if you ask me. So, yeah. I'm not rejoicing in anybody's death because that's kind of sadistic, and I don't do that. But I just feel indifferent about it, to be honest with you, because I don't have any much invested in this guy. So I just, just from what I've just read, I just offer my condolences to his family. And I hope that they can find some peace. And at this time, it probably won't happen right now, but eventually, that they can find some peace. And I hope people that are rejoicing realize that, yeah, you still get karma for that type of stuff too. So that's why I would advise people not to do that. To wish death on people, wish harm on people. It can backfire. So I just want to tell you guys and women that are listening to this that make sure you get those checkups, get your cholesterol checked, go to the doctor, get your health checked. Go to get a therapist if you feel like you need to vent. Don't take that shit to YouTube. Go to a therapist. Go to church. There's some good churches out there. There's some bad churches out there. Anyway, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. I will see you guys, or I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching this video.